This is a demonstration of a Game Genie code I just made that simulates the levels 29 through 31 on Super Nintendo Tetris. It's a Game Genie code for regular Nintendo Tetris that simulates levels 29 through 31 on NES Tetris. Those are the codes. It's a 3-liner, which obviously I'm using a power pack, but normally you only get 3 lines of code for a regular Game Genie. For a traditional Game Genie and the actual Tetris cart. And so the two games are very similar. Auto shifting and delayed auto shifting, all those rules are the same. That's the left to right movement. And then the fall rate's the same too between both games. The big difference though is that on Super Nintendo, after your piece generates, you get 10 frames of pre-gravity before your piece starts to fall. As far as the pieces dropping and moving left to right, everything's the same between the two games, except on Super Nintendo, after every piece generates, you get 10 frames before the piece starts falling. So that's 10 what the hell, milliseconds? Is that right? 10 milliseconds? I don't know. If you can't tell, I'm sick. I feel like shit. That's probably why I made this code. I want to get my mind off things. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna do a little sound in here. It works on every level from 0 to 19. And actually, even 29 and beyond. So it's just, it forces the pieces to fall this way. But the idea is you want to train yourself. You want to get used to those speeds, level 29 through 31 on Super Nintendo. Because it takes 20 minutes to get there. Anyway, let me show you. I'm going to start level 0, but then I'm going to go to 19, I think. I'm actually having a pretty good run here. Oops. Well, that ought to kill me. Now this is technically it plays a little bit faster because Super Nintendo has a few extra frames after the piece locks down, but before your next one generates. Super Nintendo has a few extra frames in there than regular Nintendo. So this would technically play a little faster, like if you did a side-by-side comparison. You'd go through pieces just a little bit faster. But playability, playtime, actual playtime, time when you can actually move the pieces, that's the same. You just get an extra little teeny tiny milliseconds long break in between each pieces on Super Nintendo, but you can't actually move the pieces during that time. So it feels like Super Nintendo to me. I don't really see any difference. I played a lot of level 31 on Super Nintendo, and this feels pretty much spot on. '19 is probably more appropriate because, god damn it. Because level 31 is the highest level in Super Nintendo. Your level doesn't change, so you really don't have to worry about. There's no level changing, so 19 would probably be the most appropriate starting level. You're just practicing, trying to get the hang of it. There you go. That's code in action. If you wanna get a lines record in Super Nintendo Tetris, you got to practice it somehow, and that's one way you can do it. There is a code for Game Genie for Super Nintendo, but most Game Genies don't work with Super Nintendos in my experience. So anyhow, peace out, word to your mother, all that good stuff.